Here we are setting up our first beginning panel. This panel is the only panel that gets 4 legs. Every other panel from this point on will either get 2 or 1, depending on where it is in the stage setup. Either direction, like an L shape coming off of this, will get 2 legs. And then every other piece coming kind of corner-wise will only get 1 leg. It'll make more sense in a bit. So there's a female edge and a male edge. These are the male edges face out because everything else will hook down into it. So this is what the male edge looks like. It just has a hook and it hooks under the female edge. This will just go right up on top of it. This is our second panel. It only gets 2 legs. The side without the legs sits in the male edges of the first panel, so it doesn't need legs on that side, and then the other 2 support it. And then this is just me using the tool to lock them together. So this is a simple diagram showing how many legs per panel. This right here is a 12 by 16. We actually only set up an 8 by 16. This will show more accurately. Your first panel gets 4 legs. Then in either direction out, every other panel just gets 2 legs. And so on. Every panel going in that same direction will only get 2 legs. The side without the legs will rest on the previous panel. Now this is the first panel of our next row. It will need 2 legs because it's coming off of the first panel. Okay, so anything coming up the main stage, the main piece in either direction gets 2 legs. Everything else now only gets 1 leg. So first panel, 4 legs, everything off of it, 2 legs. Now everything coming off, not connected to the main panel, will only get 1 leg because the female side will rest in the male side of everything else. This will rest into that and that. This will rest into that and that, and so on. So this is our second panel of the second row. It only needs 1 leg because the other 2 edges are resting on panels that are already set up and solid. And everything else in this row will only need 1 leg. Now we're only doing an 8 by 16 here. If we were doing a 12 by 16 with a 3rd row, our first beginning panel in the 3rd row would need 2 legs, and everything off of that would need 1. Now this right here is we're just adjusting the feet. You can spin them and it makes it taller or shorter to make the stage as level as you can get it. Here Max is in the back doing 1 corner, and then we're gonna have to do the very middle part too because I can see that that's low. So just a real quick recap. Your first panel gets 4 legs. Everything going off of it only gets 2 because it'll rest into here. And this one will rest into here. And this one will rest into here. Go in the opposite direction, same thing. Rest into there, rest into there. 2 legs a piece. And anything coming off will only need 1 leg in the far corner because it will rest there, there. Then at the end, you just walk on it and make sure it's sturdy.